Rose. I'm 15 and I'm from West Vancouver, British Columbia. When I was younger, I wanted to be a famous actress. And then I went to acting school for a year and realized I wasn't very good at it. I realized it wasn't like my truest passion. And so I've decided that I'm still sort of looking and I want to find what I'm really, really passionate about. I'm still in grade 10, so I think it's all sort of a journey to find what you enjoy. I really enjoy writing a lot. And that's something I feel like I could use to help the world a lot. I would love to do journalism of some kind. So I'm just somebody I'm a very deep thinker. I'm very okay with being just me and my thoughts and letting that inspire what I do in life. And so I just thought, why not make a blog about it and just be weird in myself? And so I write about positivity and my past getting bullied, and just I think my latest post was about like musical theater songs. Like it's just all about just my weird brain, and people seem to like it. We homeschooled for 3 years, and that was one of the best 3 years of my life. It was a really good time. We joined a home learners group, and we had like a really nerdy musical theater group and like book club. It was a lot of fun. And then I went back to school midway through grade 4, and that was a really hard transition for me. Elementary school continued to be pretty hard, just as far as social life goes and stuff. I didn't feel very, just welcome. I think elementary school really taught me to be resilient and never be apologetic for who I am, because I did get bullied a lot. Every day was kind of constant torment. And I just always remember to be completely myself and very out there. I remember one time, it's very important to me that I never want to be ordinary. And that was very much my thing in elementary school. I remember one day I felt like my big thing was clothes. I got teased for my clothes a lot. Because I used to wear like full-on ball gowns to school, because I was like, why not? I would always say, this is what people in like the 1800s wore. Why can't? This is my business cash. But I remember one day in about grade 6, I felt that I had been dressing too normal lately. So I put on this fuzzy green sparkly jacket and wore it to school, even though I was roasting hot. But I felt I needed to stand out a little more. So that was the vibe. People are scared of the things that make them different, because it does make them stand out, and it makes them a target for things like bullying and that sort of thing. Because honestly, bullies are the ones who are obviously going through their own things and projecting that onto other people. And I think a lot of bullying is also insecurities. I know I've gotten, like on my current blog, Map of Madness, I get some lovely comments, and I get some really, really hateful ones and mean ones. And what's so interesting is that you can tell that it's very different people showing very different sides of themselves. I kind of accepted that if I felt that way about anybody, I wouldn't feel guilty. And that was around like early grade 7, late grade 6. And then in grade 7, I had a crush on a girl, and I kind of accepted that it was a crush, and I realized I never felt that about a boy ever, despite pretending to. And so the past few years have just been kind of like wrestling with myself and sort of questioning myself and wondering what's going on. It's all been a journey, but it's a crazy journey, but it's one that I'm happy I went through so young, and I know a lot of people don't. So I'm very fine with myself now, including with my religion. I think that God loves me no matter what, and that's how he made me. So it's definitely not something I chose. People say that being gay is a choice. I look back, definitely not. I think it's just really important to be thankful for the things that you have. When I was in grade 8, my family took me on a trip to Thailand, and it was the first time I had ever seen something sort of outside of this sort of bubble of developed North America or whatever. And my first day in Bangkok, we were driving to the river where we were going to get on a riverboat and drive around and see the city. And we got into the boat, and I just broke down crying. And my mom was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, I just feel terrible. Like I felt it was the first time I sort of realized the privilege I had in life and how lucky I was. And so I want to live every day kind of remembering that and living by that. And I mean, it's very easy to get negative sometimes, especially in times like this. But I think it's important to see the good in things and stay positive no matter what you're going through. And this past like year and a half has been a lot for me. And I still try to keep a smile on my face. And it's not that I don't process my emotions. I do, but I think it's important to take the punches and move forward. So I would say that's sort of my definition of happiness, is just finding a uplifting way to live, I guess you could say. A girl had said, but have you ever heard of Miss BC? And I was like, and so I looked it up, and I think I actually cried reading its website because I loved its values. I was like, I can't believe something like this exists. And so I was like, I'm applying. And I remember my mom saying, pageant? Do we have those in Canada? And what I had known was sort of like what I'd see in like Miss Congeniality, like girls starving themselves and like not good situations. But I thought, wait, if somebody who like I am considered plus size in the clothing or whatever, if I entered this pageant, wouldn't that just be changing the system just by existing in the system? And if I got far in it, then I would be changing a lot of things and showing a lot of people that you can. I ended up being crowned Miss Teen Greater Vancouver, which was so cool, and I did not expect it at all. And I was obviously so pumped, and I got to do a lot of fun events that summer and stuff, and charity activities. I had heard about Miss Canada from Natasha and Christine, who are both Miss BC girls. When I was waiting for my finalist interview in Miss BC, they were backstage sort of just sitting with us, and I was asking them about it, and I was like, that sounds really cool. So I looked it up, and I applied, and I got in, and I was so pumped, and it was such a great experience, and I met so many awesome people. And I definitely want to come back. I love the experience, and pageantry is definitely something I never want to not be doing. I think even to when I'm a Mrs. or whatever, it's such a fun experience, and I think it's definitely very stigmatized. And if you go to a good one, like it could be one of the most beautiful things you ever do. I think that having somebody who looks like you or stands for the same things you do in a pageant where you're up there in front of the world, I think it's important, and it's representation no matter what you're doing.